Said today they're relying on daily shipments to keep up with the sky-high demand for air conditioners.
Stratford police say a local road is in danger of collapsing this evening because of a water main break. You can see Shea Terrace off Cut Spring Road is tilted in there. There's the sinkhole. Officials say the road is buckling and it's going to be blocked off all night. They don't know yet what caused the main to break.
Hi, meteorologist Carrie Hall. A low of 74 degrees tonight south of the Merritt, and north of the Merritt a low of 69 degrees with mostly clear skies. And here we go again, more sunshine and sultry weather tomorrow with a high of 92 degrees south of the Merritt, and north of the Merritt a high of 89. We should be in the lower 80s this time of year, and we've also had temperatures at or near record. As we go into the next several days, no changes, but it must change eventually. We'll talk about that in the 7-day hyperlocal forecast.
Hi, I'm Damian Andrew. After a standout career right up the road at the University of Hartford, Vin Baker played in the NBA for more than a decade. He played for 6 teams, including the Celtics and Knicks. Today, he brought all of that basketball experience and plenty of stories to New Canaan. Baker, seen here in cell phone video, was the guest instructor at Camp United, run by Full Court Peace. The 4-time NBA All-Star grew up in Old Saybrook. The Knicks have found peace. Metta World Peace, that is. According to numerous reports, the Knicks have signed former Laker Metta World Peace, formerly known as Ron Artest. It's a homecoming for Peace, who grew up in New York City. The 6'7" forward signs a 2-year deal, and he should help that Knicks front court next season. Jen Carlton is settling into her new office at the University of Bridgeport. This is her first week on the job. As we first told you here on News 12 Connecticut, Carlton is the school's new women's basketball coach. She says she can't wait to get started, and she already has a catchy philosophy.
Rebound and run, and I like our defense to dictate our offense. The least amount of time we can play in the half court is the better, but obviously when you have to break it down, we'll be very good at that. And but I like to run.
Rebound and run. Love it. Carlton comes to UB after a 6-year stint as head coach at Goldie Beacom College in Delaware. The Brakettes game tomorrow night against a team out of the new Pro League has been canceled. The New York, New Jersey Comets decided not to come to DeLuca Field. Brakettes GM Bob Baird says they were expecting a big turnout. Tonight's the Major League All-Star game at Citi Field. We'll have highlights after the game. It's the first time in more than 40 years the Mets are hosting the Midsummer Classic. Finally, our hometown sports video. Catcher Mike Giordano throws out the runner at first base here. Great pick from behind the plate. This was during an American Legion baseball game last night between Norwalk and Bridgeport. Giordano plays for Norwalk, and we have seen some great plays like that throughout the summer so far. As always, send us your hometown sports videos or pictures to the address at the bottom of your screen.
We see some good plays tonight, too.
We should. And you guys.
Harvey starting. All right. Thanks, David.
Yep.
Thanks, Damian. Well, a Greenwich woman is celebrating a major accomplishment this evening after completing an Olympic distance triathlon while facing a major challenge. News 12 Connecticut's Catherine Hauser explains.
Amy Dixon starts her day with a swim at the Greenwich YMCA. She's had a busy week, completing a triathlon in New York City over the weekend.
I thought, I'm crazy. What am I getting myself into?
And getting to this point wasn't easy. Dixon suffers from a rare eye disease and is legally blind. She relies heavily on her guide dog Elvis and says she has less than 1% of her vision left.
Last year, I had several surgeries on my eyes. I have glaucoma and uveitis.
After recovering from those surgeries, Dixon says she wanted to get active again. She met a group of veterans and toyed with the idea of training for a triathlon.
And I met their triathlon director, who is pretty famous for guiding visually impaired athletes.
She spent 6 long months training for the Olympic distance competition.
It's about a mile swim, a 25-mile bike, and a 6.2-mile run.
And she did it all in tandem with a guide by her side.
When we're tethered wrist to wrist, and they run on my right, and they tell me about potholes, or they'll warn other runners if they're coming at us.
All of the hard work paid off.
It's all about your attitude and enthusiasm. If you can believe it, you can do it.
In Greenwich, Catherine Hauser, News 12 Connecticut.
Really something. Dixon finished second place in her division and says she has no plans to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, this fall she will compete in 2 more triathlons, and as if that's not enough, she's throwing in a half marathon for good measure.
Unbelievable.
Just like our forefathers understood that the world wouldn't be easy.
Demonstrators have been gathering this evening in Bridgeport to protest the Florida jury's not guilty verdict against George Zimmerman. He's the neighborhood watch volunteer who says he shot and killed 17-year-old Trayvon Martin in self-defense. That rally's being held at the federal courthouse on Lafayette Boulevard. News 12 Connecticut's Brandon Walker is there. Brandon, protesters say they are outraged.
Tom, they say Zimmerman got away with cold-blooded murder and should have been brought to justice. I want you to take a look behind me. Dozens of people expressing their discontent to Saturday's ruling. Many of them say they're here because what happened to Trayvon Martin could have happened to their children.
I'm proud and honored to be your police chief so that we can be here on this day in the way that we do. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Without being concerned.
Bridgeport Police Chief Joseph Gaudet and Mayor Bill Finch among the speakers at the rally. Protesters carried T-shirts, signs, and other posters arguing Zimmerman profiled Trayvon Martin because he was black and killed him for no other reason. As we reported, a jury acquitted Zimmerman of second-degree murder and manslaughter charges Saturday, saying he did nothing wrong under Florida's stand your ground law. We spoke to one woman who brought her son to the protest. She says Zimmerman had no reason to shoot Trayvon Martin, and she hopes he's punished for what he did.
I feel that my son is a boy, just like Trayvon Martin was a boy, and he could have been in the same predicament with the same ends, and I don't feel they were justified.
We've got Trayvon Martin standing.
Organizers say the rally is being held here outside federal court because they hope the federal government will press civil rights charges against George Zimmerman. As for that, U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder has said that his office will investigate the matter. There will be another protest here in Bridgeport tomorrow evening at McLeavy Green. In Bridgeport, Brandon Walker, Mobile 12.
Fairfield Police said today those looking to visit Southport Park on the Old Post Road will no longer have to worry about looking for a place to park. Authorities say 5 spaces usually taken up by train commuters or employees of nearby businesses will become 2-hour parking spots within the next 3 weeks. Police said additional spaces will also be added to the east side of the 9-acre park.
Norwalk's Maritime Aquarium today held a celebration to commemorate its 25th anniversary. Governor Dannel Malloy and Mayor Dick Moshe helped celebrate the big milestone. Officials say it is the second largest tourist attraction in the state. And Governor Malloy says last year the aquarium had its highest attendance rate in 5 years. This year those numbers are looking good as well. Malloy says that's good news for the city and all of Connecticut.
Bet those seals are enjoying the water, that's for sure.
And that's a great place to be, somewhere inside where it's air conditioned, or by the beach somewhere in the water. It will be very hot the next several days, as it has been even from the weekend. Local Lookout in Fairfield shows it is sunny, it is hot, and at times you can even see that heat radiating off of the pavement. We got up to 94 degrees in Bridgeport today, which did tie the old record. That was set back in 1983, and at times it felt like it was near or above 100 degrees. When you factor in the humidity, that's what it feels like on the skin, and not even a single drop of rain across the region. The forecast shows it stays mostly clear for tonight, and not seeing any showers moving through. Some rain would really help out to cool off the temperatures, and we don't see that, at least in the next few days. And as we go into the overnight hours, a low of 72 degrees in Darien and New Canaan, Stamford a low of 71 degrees. A few spots north of the Merritt could get down to 68 degrees. That's what we're looking at in Redding, and reaching 92 degrees in Stamford north of the Merritt, highs reaching the upper 80s. And get ready for more of this through the rest of the week. And then we break this heat wave with some strong storms on Saturday, feeling much more pleasant to start next week. Another look at weather is coming up.
Thanks, Carrie. Now we'll look at what's going on here in southwestern Connecticut.